This is the first of the trigonometry videos. This is on Pythagoras' theorem. And to solve this particular question, we need to find the length of the hypotenuse. And I'm going to write out Pythagoras' theorem as h squared equals a squared plus b squared. Now, in the module, I say that Pythagoras' theorem is generally presented as c squared equals a squared plus b squared. But because the hypotenuse is a fairly unique side, I tend to choose the letter h. So the other two sides are 6 centimetres and 7.5 centimetres. So we can substitute in those other two sides. So that's 7.5 squared plus 6 squared. It doesn't matter which way around they are. Pythagoras' theorem just talks about the other two sides. So we can attach a and b to whichever side we like. So expanding on that, 7.5 squared is 56.25 and 6 squared is 36. So h squared is equal to 92.25. So to get the hypotenuse, as opposed to the hypotenuse squared, we need to take the square root of the other side. Square root of 92.25. So that means the hypotenuse is 9.6 to 1 decimal place. Now we can just do a quick check on that. If this is a hypotenuse, it should be the longest side in the triangle, and looking at our triangle, it is. Second question, we're asked to find a different length this time. We're asked to find the length of one of the other two sides. And there's two ways you can go about this. I'll choose the simplest, which is to just substitute the numbers in straight away. But other people might like to rearrange the equation first. So writing out Pythagoras' theorem again, h squared equals a squared plus b squared. Substituting in what we know, the hypotenuse, you know that this length here is the hypotenuse. It's opposite the right angle. It's the longest side. You can tell by looking at it, it's the longest side. So 45 squared is equal to a squared plus 37 squared. And actually working out the values of the squares, so 2025 is equal to a squared plus 1369. Now we need to get a squared on its own, and on the right hand side 1369 has been added, so if we move it to the other side it will be the opposite to adding, which is subtracting. Or you might prefer to think of it as we're subtracting 1369 from both sides. So 656 is equal to a squared. So to get a, the opposite of squaring is square root, so we take the square root of both sides, gives us a, and on this side it's the square root of 656. So a is equal to 25.6. and the units would be kilometres, and that's to 1 decimal place. We could do a quick check. Is the hypotenuse still the longest side? Yes, it is. That seems to all fit together. And the last question, we need to find the maximum height in this roof structure. So the roof structure's here, and this would be the standing room in the height in the sort of roof cavity, and this distance here, the 8.2 metres, is like the width of the house. 4.5 metres would be the length of roofing iron or something similar to that. So we need a right angled triangle structure to work with Pythagoras' theorem. So we need half of what's here. So we need to split that in half, and we'll work with 4.1 meters. This is the hypotenuse. So Pythagoras' theorem, h squared equals a squared plus b squared. So 4.5 squared is equal to, and we'll take 4.1 as our value for a, and d as our value, our other value. So this is 20.25 is equal to 16.81 plus d squared. Now, to get d squared on its own, we need to subtract 16.81 from both sides. So that means that d squared must be equal to, doing that subtraction is 3.44. To go from d squared to d, we need to take the square root. So we need to take the square root of both sides, square root of 3.44. So that means d is equal to about 1.85. And if we think about that in terms of the information we've got and whether this answer could be correct, the units are meters. The hypotenuse is 4.5, is the longest side out of the lot, and it's the only thing we've got to go on, but it seems reasonable.